like your studio brief. You're telling the AI how it is gonna perform. Mm. The idea is that you have to give AI a very structured, very clear, with hierarchy test prompts to in order to get a very precise results. So you can think like these are you can see on the screen, these are the categories that can help you think about how you construct your prompts. Let's say, for example, the scene, what exactly are you generating? What are the buildings around the landscape? What are the key elements? Is there a fountain? Is there a benches or whatever there is? Materiality to be really specific of the material that you want to show in the image. You want maybe glass, bricks, steel to like the more specific you are, the closer the image is going to be to the idea that is in your head. And and these are all the other examples that you can take it as a reference. Next slide, please. So after putting your test prompts, what else can you do? You can also upload a reference, like style reference. So this step helps our master to understand the creative vision a little bit more, because at the end of the day, it's generating an image. It's not generating a paragraph or generating text for you. So next slide, please. Here in ArchMaster, you have the option to upload images that you find inspiring, maybe from your Pinterest, from your mood board, but also it has a lot of like default image that you can take style reference from its library. And here, the demonstration, I just took one of the image that is already inside the library and take that as a guide for the AI. So the results gonna somewhat reassemble the quality or the atmosphere or the emotional uh, the trigger of this image. Uh, yeah. So very similar to the base image. After uploading your style reference, you can also play with different parameters. For example, the style conformity, meaning how close the AI generated image is going to be to this style image. Like the higher the conformity, the closer it is going to be to the style image. And application time is just how long the image is going to be in effect. Next slide, please. And after selecting the style image, there are also other presets within the library that facilitates the AI generation. Here I pick realism because I want my image to be realistic after blending the base image to the style image with the guide of the test prompt and other different parameters. Next slide, please. So this is an example where I took a sketch and then did two different renderings. So you can also see that Master is capable of doing style, uh, different style of renderings. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bosco, for the detailed introduction of how we can utilize the ArchMaster in landscape design. So here comes the story of entrepreneurship behind ArchMaster. So one of the co-founder, he was an architect. So how he managed to transfer his role from architect to a co-founder of tech firms. Here comes the co-founders. Wen Huaiwei and Wen Huaijun. So they are twins. They are brothers of each other. And we have Huaiwei as the founder of Architect's senior platform before doing this ArchMaster startup. So he is the background, he's the one with the background of architectural study as well as architects. And also ArchMaster is not the first startup he's trying to do. We are going to explain why serial entrepreneurships are closer to success comparing to the one who just began the entrepreneurship journey. So let's say we want success in the first time, but if we give up at the first failure, we won't find the success all the way along. So he actually started with being architectural students, learning design, just like I guess everyone in this meeting room, and same as us, both Bosco and I and Adeline, we are all graduated from architectural design background. And at the time when he is pursuing his design program, he finished all these wonderful designs, but with tons of time sinking in the design process and also sticking himself in the studio, in the design studio. So he started to think, why? Because his brother learning software engineering can already develop some software and can turn that into profit just at bachelor degrees. So how he can benefit from his architecture background together with the internet mindset. So how can architecture integrate with the internet to generate profit for himself? This was the question he continuously trying to explore throughout his entire undergraduate studies. He think a lot and he start with something simple. So as the design students, we all know that when we trying to polish or design, or when we trying to produce those design boards, like the drawing boards, we need the majority of the work actually is wasting time on finding materials, such as Photoshop materials. And also we spend a lot of time trying to learn new softwares. You know, for all those design students, actually we have very strong learning skills in self-learning diverse softwares, including Rhino, Grasshopper, SketchUp, the plugins for SketchUp, and etc. So he actually starts with a very simple route, but very, very useful. He identified the pain points of design students who needs tutorials of learning tools in like very concise and to the point tutorials, as well as all the students we will need the materials from Photoshop and from something else. Of course, before the AI shows up, we need those things to save time to make our drawing beautiful. Therefore, he started with the store, Taobao store, if you have heard about the platform, most famous platform for mainland China. And then moving beyond the Taobao stores, he started to build his own website, sharing all these informations of learning tutorials as well as the materials. They won't earn much from this because the unit price is very low. It's only like below 1 USD per set of the materials. And when you download that set of materials, it can be as big, as huge as 1 GB. So this is the second stage of his entrepreneurship. He already find and valid the marketing pain points of the design students. And then the AI shows up. At this stage, the entrepreneurship's third stage, he starts being panic about AI showing up because when AI shows up, all those materials he collected trying to sell, as well as the tutorials he put up recording all those videos, teaching through how to use plugins, how to use grasshoppers, become more accessible and with free. um, you don't need to pay ChatGPT monthly, and you can already ask ChatGPT how to use Grasshopper. So he was very panicked about how he can survive during the AI era because the AI is replacing what he have done already and what he has accumulated already. But there is one thing AI can't replace him, is his fans foundation. He had accumulated around 1 million fans in mainland China who are all design students and then probably grow into architects through the years of his entrepreneurship journey already. He decided to serve his fans foundation with AI tools. So that's the moment when ArchMaster started to boom. So with ArchMaster, they can manage to achieve a lot of competition winners, win a lot of AI competitions as well, because they are serving a very niche market that utilizing AI to serve designers instead of a very general competition between large language model training among the AI agent workflow building, serving the other industry like marketing industries, like finance industries, and all the general purpose. They are very niche. So it's the time that they become attracting the attention from all those governments, entities, design institutes, as well as different universities. So here we have the chance to speak with you. This is the journey of Huawei, the co-founder, the big brother between the co-founders. And what we can conclude with his entrepreneurship journey is that actually, as architects or as design students, we are very good at defining problems. And we are also at the same time good at architecting solutions and execution with precisions. So we should hold the belief that even in the AI era, if you do not want to pursue the career path as traditional architects, you still have many diverse ways to pursue in the future, even joining the entrepreneurship journey as Huawei and as us. So here comes to the end of our presentation today. I hope everyone here enjoy what we showed today. And also here comes the QR code that if you would like to try ArchMaster, you can scan the first one. And of course, if because we are serving as the overseas team for ArchMaster, if you need to subscribe, you need to go to this page, separate page for the overseas subscription for ArchMaster. And also, if you don't mind, I'm going to show the YouTube videos again, were shared by Bosco in the chat box. So take your time to scan the QR code. I'm going to switch in the video in 1 minute. Okay, so here is a new screen sharing, just for demonstrating the video that we get from the winner. Can you see the video right now? I hope it won't lagging. First of all, a brief introduction of this competition. It is a real project in Kenya. So the surrounding of the whole project is need to be understanding by AI to be South Africa style. Okay, thank you for your time. We are welcoming questions about ArchMaster and about all the stories that we have shared. And even if you have questions about how this industry would going to be evolved into, oh, welcome.
Thank you. Okay, can we start asking a question or?
Yeah, go ahead, Hoca.
Okay, thank you very much for this presentation. It is very exciting to see an architecture-focused or design-focused approach related with both for image generation, also both for post-production methods as well, which will be very, very beneficial for architectural offices, landscape architecture offices, and also for students. And I have a question. I mean, while there are open access sources like Stable Diffusion, Web UI like Forge or Automatic 111, and also Config UI. So can you underline the main differences between these tools so that this accessibility and I mean, I couldn't understand how it can be really beneficial, especially in terms of education, design education. If you can underline the differences between these tools, that would be really, really great for us. Thank you very much.
Sure, no worries. Well, I have to say, actually, ArchMaster Foundation is based on Stable Diffusion, like the diffusion model similar to Stable Diffusion. So the technology itself, there won't be much difference. But when you are trying to run Stable Diffusion on your own laptop, that means you need to purchasing the hardwares, which is quite expensive. So you otherwise, either you are going to buy the software, buy the hardware, and then run Stable Diffusion with maybe like a day's learning of how to deploy it locally on your laptop, or you are going to find a cloud solution for that to use this Stable Diffusion. And ArchMaster is one of the cloud solutions for using the diffusion model. And also at the same time, because of the co-founders' architectural background, they have this extra lower model being trained, the extra 500 lower model being trained that you already have access to within their ArcMaster platform. If you are using the Stable Diffusion, probably you need to download those open source style one by one, and also you need to input in your Stable Diffusion yourself. At the same time, the majority of the style they trained internally in their team is not going to be published open source. Therefore, yeah, could be a time consuming task to collecting those materials as well for using Stable Diffusion directly.
Then can I ask another question related to these models? So as far as I understand, you have 500 trained models, which are architectural models or landscape architecture or planning, and you trained those models. Did I understand it right?
First of all, when we speaking of models, as we all as architect background, there are three meanings. The first of all is the diffusion model, the AI model, the huge one. It is huge. The diffusion model is huge. And then there is the model that's 3D building, like modeling, which is not what we are specifying right now when we speaking about model. And the third understanding is the LoRa model. The LoRa model is like a much smaller model comparing to the diffusion model. And the LoRa model itself you can consider it as plug-in. That can be added on top of the diffusion model just with changing several parameters. The whole style is aligned with designer's need.
Okay, so am I able to train my own model and integrate my model to your system?
First of all, yes, of course. The LoRa model can be trained by yourself. And then if you would like to have the university style of LoRa model, I believe ArcMaster can help with that.
Okay. I'm asking too many questions. Is there anybody? Because I have more questions there. Okay.
Of course.
So, okay. Are you planning to make ISO Revit and also SketchUp? Are you planning to cooperate with Graphisoft for ArchCAD?
I guess Graphisoft has their own AI plugin already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I believe ArcMaster currently is trying to integrate with more tools, but for the tools already with their own AI plugins, they would consider to, rather than prioritize Graphisoft, they would prioritize Rhino comparing to Graphisoft.
Okay. One last question, then I will actually. So The Stable Diffusion Automatic used to have an interrogate tool, which was very, very, resourceful especially for students. They were just using images as input and interrogated the image to learn the prompt and to learn also the other parameters, how they can use them more efficiently. So do you have a tool like that, like interrogation? Am I able to upload an image and learn its parameters and its content directly so that we can learn from the generated images also?
I believe, yeah,
Let me help. Yes, thank you so much. These are actually really good questions, so thank you. Yeah, so yes, we can upload an image. It can describe that image and become the prompt itself, and it can also serve as both the composition reference as well as the style reference. So you could have one image for your style reference, another for your composition reference, and then another one for your prompt. So it's quite versatile in that way.
Okay, thank you. These are my questions.
Thank
you for
you. Great questions.
Well, actually, we would also like to discuss about the architectural education in terms of technology, because we also have the education background at line teaching HKU, and we attend all this conference of designer education. And one of the concerns actually arising a lot among all this conference is that they afraid that when students just find the unique technology that they can use, they will stick to that. They will being proud of just finding these tools, just using these tools, and then they can succeed comparing to the peers. So what we are providing at ArchMaster here is to saving the students time in digging into the vast sea of resources about Stable Diffusion, about Midjourney, about all those things, and keep them focusing on their design task instead of burning time on finding a specific LoRa model, and then that LoRa model gives a very wonderful output. They would be so fascinated about that. Every student sharing all those LoRa model, discussing about that LoRa model, and then move away their focus from the design task. So we believe ArchMaster itself is trying to provide everything without barrier for access of this technology for students, so that everyone can focus back to their design task.
And is there any way you guys can show us more about the ArchMaster? Because when I watched or when I attended the seminar of Huawei in Wuhan, he showed this fabulous implementation of ArchMaster. And it seems like the Bosco's part is like so limited and so small that I'm sure it's good to, it's a fabulous software, no question about that. But then maybe just elaborating it through because this is a workshop, through the real thing itself, like just showing how they can benefit from it. Is there any way we can just do more of those Bosco's part now? Like play with the thing more, because I was like so impressed to see, for example, when I was listening to the seminar, like when you generate an image and then like from a same project another image, it could be something like a totally different, even though you have that same style thing, it can come up with different ways, right? But then I know that ArchMaster can just like consecutively just give the similar content and similar things into in one project without like recreating similar things. It's just like from a different angles, it still looks the same thing, but then it's another angle. So those kind of things, or maybe like showing some examples of, he showed an example of like from sketch to the to 3D rendering. But then there are some other styles too. And is it possible to introduce those and show more of those?
Yes, sure. How about we give Bosco like 2 minutes, package a little bit about the materials that we can use to fit into ArchMaster, and then see how we can generate the output based on your instruction. But I guess we
Right.
need to, yeah, find some examples that suitable for, I guess today's topic is focusing on landscape design. So maybe see if we can find some relevant image, or maybe even just the architectural image, and then we in paint the landscape
Right.
part.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter architectural or landscape architecture. In our school, actually, we see them as like architecture. And then for the landscape, for example, the season makes a huge difference in the feeling of that landscape, the appearance of that landscape. And then the day and night makes a huge difference in our narrative when we are communicating with our clients. I know that the ArchMaster AI does a fabulous job. In 1 second, it just shows you everything. And then just elaborating some of those aspects could be really, really exciting for the students right now. So if there are no questions from the students, maybe we can just, since we have time, maybe we can just elaborate some more. But let me see if you have any questions, students, the faculty, the professors, anybody else? If not, maybe we can just do those things.
Yeah. I'm going to share my screen.
All
So
right, thanks, Bosco.
we have been running a lot of like AI workshops and ran a lot, quite a few of like focusing on image generation, and a few of them are primarily only looking at MSer and really understand the capacity. But I will have to say these workshops, who are attended these workshops are primarily architects. So a lot of these examples are very specific to architects and interior designers. So, but I think the logic is very much the same. So I will go through the slides and maybe hopefully show you guys a little bit more on what exactly can MS. Mm. So I think I covered this slightly. So this is an AI job. Basically, this is almost like the you're using this to, I would say, 70% or 80% of the time. It brings your loose sketch into a more refined rendering. And
Bosco, I think your screen is freezing.
okay, just
Maybe don't
Probably,
full screen. Don't go full screen.
yes, yes, full screen could be make you freeze there.
okay. Let me try again. So I was saying that AI Draw is the um, most useful tool in iMaster, basically bringing your creative vision or your sketch into a more or less refined renderings that you can already communicate your ideas with. And these are some examples where you can see that the AI is like creating renderings with very high fidelity, meaning that it respects the base image, only changing the material, the lighting, or the scene around it, meaning that you are in complete control if you know how to prompt right or you know how to control the parameters. This is a side-by-side comparison where we screenshot the Rhino model, a completely dematerialized, detexturized model, and then by also playing with the parameters and the test prompt that get an image that we want. And here you can see that, let's say you have a interior, like quite dematerialized, but you have a very specific styles that you want to reference. In this case, it's almost like Japanese wabi-sabi style, but you want to almost like apply the style into the the interior while keeping the elements intact, meaning the curtains are there, the bed is there, the bed is there, the bed frame is there, the sofa is there. It's just the color, the lighting, the overall atmosphere that you want to convey. So this is a demonstration that we did. So here we are uploading a image or the base image that we have, and then we are selecting or letting the AI know what type of image that we are uploading. Importing the test prompt, prompting is an art. Like you have to be very clear of what you want. And another good thing about a master, there's a AI writing tool inside a master, meaning it helps you construct your prompts. It helps you expand the prompts. It helps you describe a little bit better and a little bit more in depth so that the image that comes out is a little bit richer, a little bit more, it has a little bit more details. Here, what the demo is demonstrating, let me go back a little bit. It's basically blocking in colors, telling the AI, assigning areas that you want it to be. So let's say I'm I'm identifying the upper area as the sky so that the image that is being rendered is going to follow um, almost like your markup. And here you import the style reference, and also this is the library that Anne was mentioning. And it just waits and then wait for a little bit, and then it gives you a image that is quite close to the idea that we had in mind. And you can also select different export options in terms of resolution and also enhancement. Um, so um, I was saying that the AI tool almost like you use it almost 80%, but what about the 10%? So let's say you get a decent rendering, but it's never gonna be perfect. You have to put in some work to do some adjustments, enhancement to really um, manifest the idea that you have in your mind. So in ArchMaster, there are like different tools that you can step by step incrementally adjust your image and um, to make it an image that you can present it to your professor or present it to your clients. So this is one of the tools, which is furniture swap. So the idea is uh, very direct, very simple. There's a furniture that you do not like, but it is already existing in the renderings. Instead of doing the rendering over again, that might compromise the rest. You can just select a certain area, or you just have to select a certain um, furniture and then replace it. So you can see these are the furniture that is already um, inside the library that you can already use. And what it does is basically adjust the um, perspective and also the lighting that it fits into your interior. Um, Lighting, because lights helps convey emotions and conveys a sense of space. Um, Instead of going into your landscape or going into D5 and placing lights all over the space and space them evenly and adjusting the lux or adjusting the temperature of the light, what you can do now is take the base image, the 70% done image, and then add it right on it. So in this example, you see there it is a daylight scene, and we would like to enhance the atmosphere by doing downlights from the lobby. So you can see there are some lights already installed on the ceiling, but we want it to pop. We want to um, enhance the overall atmosphere. Similar to other generation, you have to import a test prompt. You can see these are the parameters that is very specific to this tool, including the temperature of the lights, um, the spread of the lights, and So it's very, very intuitive, almost like you're doing Photoshop, but it helps you generate the collage. You're treating it as a collage. So you let it run, and it also balance uh, the scene so that the light pops. You see the reflections there, and then it just consider the entire image. Here we want a stronger effect of the light, so we ran it again. So you see, AI generation is not about 0 to 100%. It's about maybe 0 to 75 to 80. Maybe sometimes it goes back to 72, and then you bring it back to 80, 85 until you get the perfect image. And it takes time to really understand um, the steps because we are no longer doing manual 3D modeling to begin with. We are jumping into the image and then guiding the AI through parameters and prompting to um, get get to your image. And very, very similar. Here we are doing a material swap, meaning you want to change the material of a surface, or you want to change the material of a plane. You can see you can see that we as a designer are in complete control. Um, so we select the area that we would like to change, upload a reference image, asking the AI, okay, I want this area to be that. And in the library, there are a lot of like texture, but also you can always find your own image and put it up, and it's going to generate based on the image that you upload and also the test prompts. So here we kept simple, marble, light white, light gray. So other than images, what else can ArchMaster do? I know this is where the fun um, happens. Like I think I hope some of you have already tried image generation before, but doing generating video is another type of fun. Like you really understand the space because you are really experiencing the space like you're walking through it. And also it really helps your presentation because it doesn't take a lot of effort. And in Amaster, it also because it is a one-stop stop. So not only can it generate images, enhance images, edit images, but it can also generate videos. And very intuitive. The idea of video generation um, is starting from an image. So if you have a more or less um, decent image or a perfect image, then you can put it up to the video tool and really direct the scene like a film director. You wanted to pan in, pan out, zoom in. Um, Short demo. So you upload an image and then, oops, you, you crop the image based on the ratio. Mm, And then there are 10 presets in master. Those are the very common camera movement. And you just have to wait for a little bit. So it just animates your image. Yeah, that's about it. But maybe I can also walk you guys through the interface of master. So so these are all the tools that are available in master. You can see they have a lot. Maybe I can add a little bit more on what is there apart from image generation. Personally, I like this one very much. It's like a 3D model 3D model generation. I know we're saying that maybe we can skip the 3D modeling part, but sometimes you will want to work with the 3D model as a base to um, to have more control of the image or have more control over the design. And what this tool does is very like as the name suggests, it's turning a 2D image into a 3D model. So it exports as a OBJ that you can put it in your put it in your SketchUp or put it in your Rhino. And it is a very um, quick tool for like generating um, planters, generating urban furnitures as a placeholder or as like a object to really occupy the digital space. Um, yeah, so these are the four domains that ArchMaster covers: architectural design, interior design, landscape, and also very specific a bird eye view of the city. And as Anne mentioned, that they also have Nano Banana within the tool. So you can see that not only it does image generation, it does enhancing, editing, video generation, 3D model generation, um, even with Nano Banana. So um, with the um, with the rise of different AI tools, we're subscribed to a lot of tools. We're subscribed to Clang, we're subscribed to Midjourney, we're subscribed to Runway, we're subscribed to all the tools. And it is good to have some tool that is very contained, meaning all your work can be done within one tool, and you don't have to jump back and forth between tools, but also you don't have to um, subscribe to a lot of tools because each tool takes a little bit of money and then it accumulates and it's going to cost a little bit. Yeah, and that's it on
Thank you
my
so
end.
much, Bosco. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I hope that is a good supplementation and a good walkthrough. And I also sent across an overview video as well. So hope that helps. And I see that one student is asking another good question, if I may read it out. So I agree that these AI-generated images are getting better and better at a great pace. It's still concerning to me that these will not be completely applicable in real life without professional supervision. Do you think that in the near future it will be possible to generate AI-based architectural projects without the need of human intervention? Now, to be honest, in like the future could mean 100 years or 50 years. And it could AI now is going at a pace exponentially that we may not be able to comprehend, as Jeffrey Hinton, the Nobel Prize winner and the godfather of AI, had mentioned recently that he believes that AI now is faking dumb when we are testing it. So therefore, it is almost impossible for us to understand actually just by how crazy it will be um, later on. But it is true that without human intervention and supervision, AI will not be generating anything that is of value right now because at the end of the day, it is a tool. But I would like to share that we have seen algorithms and we have seen platforms custom built just to generate an entire island of layouts of luxury villas, and we have been seeing this more in the UAE and the Gulf area. So that, just sharing that that is something we have come across before, and whether or not that is good design, whether or not like how much intervention should be involved is another discussion. And I think everyone may have a different viewpoint on that. We welcome any more questions, and then we have a little gift for everyone we'd like to announce, but please do raise any questions if there are any right now.
I have one more question.
Yes,
You
please.
showed, by the way, this was great. The user interface looks really good. in terms of, I mean, it's easy to use. It is, I mean, easy to understand how it works. So it can be really beneficial for students to, I mean, experiment with it. I have a question with 3D modeling tool. So are you using like 3D Gaussian splitting? I mean, ways, or what kind of, models you're able to generate? I wanted to understand its parameters, actually. How much are we able to control it? And also its creative part. Is it able to just work with, some ready steady, models again? Or am I able to train something regarding my style, for example? Maybe I have we saw some architectural models, but I'm talking about more abstract works. Again, I'm asking from a pedagogical point of view. So can you just unfold this one a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, Professor, I think you might be one step ahead of the technology there, because I think at this moment what it can do is to take the 2D to 3D, yes, from using dream Gaussian actually. But that when that what that means is that the data is not going to be precise, and it's basically point clouds, and you will be able to generate an OBJ and also open it in SketchUp. As for ArchiCAD, I'm not too sure, but it will basically be a textured, rough 3D model, which is perfect if you just want a lamp in your 3D model and you have an image of a lamp that you found online and you want to place it in your interior design. That works. But if we're talking about it has to be code compliant, that's not going to be possible. Um, yeah, so just want to be truthful with that limitation there. But great technical question again. Thank you.
Thank you
Amazing.
for the
So
answer. Yeah.
no, a pleasure, honestly. And please feel free to ask more questions. But I'd like to announce the gift now, since it's such a good time. So for everyone here, and anyone related to this university and is interested, we'd like to grant them 3 months of usage of VIP account. And so please do just give us a list of the email addresses, and we will get our team to give access to the accounts for 3 months. So hopefully that's a good time. And this is very special for everyone here, because we love this collaboration, and hopefully this can be a long-term relationship. So we hope you enjoy the 3 months of usage, and let us know if you have any other feedback later on.
Thank you very
And
much.
what they need to do, like write their email to the chat right now, or how should we do this?
Yes, thank you so much for asking that question. I think it will be best if you can perhaps email us an Excel file of all the students who are interested, and it would be,
Oh, okay.
everyone because we're not sure, maybe it will take some time for everyone to write their email. So it would be best if we can collect together an Excel sheet from a teacher representative in this meeting,
All
and
right.
then we will take that and give access
All
to
right.
everyone who's interested. Hope that sounds good to you.
Mhm. All right. All right. Great. Yeah. Yeah. If one of my colleagues from Istanbul can take care of that Excel sheet, I will be happy to submit that to ArchMaster group. Thank you. We really appreciate it. This is fantastic, and this is all inspiring also. Because the AI is growing phenomenally, and there are a lot of like nervous moments in the architectural realm. Like, are we going to be obsolete, or what are we going to do against the AI? So this story of ArchMaster from an entrepreneurship point of view is really inspiring. So I think there's, as long as you have the hope and creativity, there's always a way to just show your best. So this is wonderful case for us. And at the same time, from a pedagogical point of view, from and a professional point of view also, Since I had I had listened to seminar here, I've been using ArchMaster, even though I am like an ancient woman now compared to the crowd listening this presentation. I really like from a different generation. I really enjoy, and then I know that has the great capability for a designer, and it's a wonderful tool that we can all enjoy and engage in using it. Thank you. Thanks for coming
Thank
to
you so
our
much.
department.
No, it's our absolute pleasure. I must say that we are so happy to have this session because you may know that not everyone is open-minded to technology, especially with the architect's ego. Sometimes that can become a barrier to understanding what needs to be adapted at this day and age. But I think everyone here is keeping a very open mind and asking great questions and being very forward thinking. So I have so much hope about this. And thank you so much for welcoming us.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everyone. I love you
Take care.
all, and I
Thank
miss
Thank
you
you.
you.
so much. Bye bye.
Nice to meet you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Hayriye hocam kapatmadan eyvah bak
Esra hocam sizin iletmek istediğiniz bir şey mi vardı?
mail